Hello everyone, today we're going to be making some decorative top loaders. These are some samples that you can use as references to make your own top loaders. The supplies we're going to need to make these are going to be felt. So here we have some varied colors, and you're also going to need some gems. So these can be optional, you don't have to use these, but these are also some sequins that you can use. You can also use some ribbon if you'd like, but you're definitely going to need a top loader. So top loader would be this. It's a plastic cover that's going to protect the photo of your choice. So here we have a webtoon comic, Simply Houston. It is one of our webtoon comics on Asia in the Classroom. Go check it out. And you don't only have to use just one type of photo. You can use K-pop idol photo cards. You can use Pokemon cards, family portrait, whatever you'd like. And you're simply just going to put it in the slot. The top loader can also be found on comic book stores or any online platform. And this top loader is going to be clear with two protective sides. So you're just going to slip the photo into the top loader, as you can see. And it's just going to protect the photo on both sides. And you're also going to need some scissors to cut the felt. You're also going to need some pencils to trace as well, and some hot glue. Hot glue for the littles, please. If you're going to use it, please ask your parents to help with that as well. Now first, we're going to take the top loader and measure the size of how big we want the felt. And then you're going to grab your pencil. So I'm just going to use the regular pencil. And you're just going to measure the size. So you're going to cut the trace of how big you want the size of the felt. So you can just do a little bit outside the top loader. I'm just going to use a little trace. See, this is going to be the size of how big you want to cut the piece of felt out. And I already pre-cut it, so this is one of the pre-cuts of the size of the felt. And then you're going to put it underneath. So the top loader will go underneath the felt, and you're going to want to do this so you could see how big you want the circle, or if you want a circle or a square, however big you would like it. So you see here the sample I have, you can kind of see the photo, but you can't really see the whole thing. So you want to be wary of that. You want to make sure the square or hole is big enough to see the whole picture. So please be mindful of how big you want it. So I'm just going to make a small circle here, kind of medium-sized circle, I guess. And we're going to trace it first before I actually cut it. So if you want to cut a circle, you want to cut it in half. So you want to first put it into a hamburger style. So you're going to want to put it in half, and this felt's going to be kind of like paper. So if you're going to take your scissors and then slit a hole, you're going to cut a hole right in the middle of the circle. And personally, I like to use the smaller scissors because it'll be easier to trace out the circle, to cut out the circle. And then you're just going to cut out the whole circle right here. I already pre-made it, so I'm just going to show you how to slit the hole, and this is what it should look like. So at the end, this is what it should look like. This is how big the circle I made. You can make yours bigger, you can make yours smaller. Just be wary of the size of the photo. Then you're going to want to take your hot glue gun. And personally, I'm going to glue the top loader first, and you're also going to want to make sure you glue the felt that has a little bit messier side, so you can get the much cleaner side on top. The cleaner side will show, not the messier side. And you're going to want to glue the top loader first. So you don't want to glue the felt to it because you don't want to move the felt too much. You just want to glue the top loader first. And you want to make the lines pretty thin. So I'm going to glue each side, all four sides, so make sure it can stay. You're just going to press it. The great thing about hot glue is it will stick immediately, so you can move on to your next step right after. Now next, we're going to make these little red oval shapes. So these oval shapes will be placed at the bottom right here. And how I made these is I'm going to take a little scrap piece of red, and I'm just going to grab my pencil, and I'm just going to make an oval shape. So kind of just free draw it and just draw oval. Once you draw your oval, you're just going to cut it out, and then it should make this little red circle shape. And you're going to take another piece of red, and you're just gonna put the one you already made on top of the new felt, and you're just going to trace it out using your scissors. That way they could be asymmetrical and they could be the same size. Next, you're just going to glue the pieces to the pink felt. I'm going to glue the red part first because it's going to be easier to place where I want it. And you want to, for this part, you want to make sure that the pink edges at the bottom, so you can see where I'm about to place, it doesn't show. See, I'm covering the pink bottom with the red oval shapes, so you can't really see the pink corners. Now for the star as well, I also traced a star on the yellow first. So I just drew a big star right here. And you're going to want to cut it out, and then you're going to have a yellow star. And you're going to want to place it right next to the oval shaped on the left side. Yep, perfect. Next, we're going to make these little hands, and we're just going to place it right there, and we're just going to, I'm going to show you how to make them really quick. So I'm just going to grab another light pink, and I'm just going to trace it. So I'm just going to trace a little half circle. So basically it's a half circle. Trace it out, cut it out, and it should look like this. And you're just going to do another one and do the exact same thing. Trace it out, cut it out. And then you're just going to glue it to the bottom of the felt. So you see right here, the bottom of the felt, you want to glue it to the bottom. You don't want to put it on top. You want to put it under the bottom. Yep, so you're just going to place it on the bottom. And you see here, I'm only doing one line. So one line of hot glue, because you don't need that much for the hands. And it should be easy. Yep. Next, we're going to make these little circles of hot pink. So they're a different shade of pink. And they're just going to be small circles. So you're just going to take your pencil and then draw a little circle. Cut it out, and you have another circle, and you're just going to trace it with the same circle you made earlier. That way you have two circles. And you're just going to place these almost at the edge, but not quite at the edge of the top. Alright, next we're going to make these little eyes. So I'm going to show you how to make the black part first. So first you're going to take a piece of black felt, and you're going to draw an oval shape as well, but this oval shape is going to be smaller than the feet we have made. And I'm just going to use a red colored pencil so you can easily see it. For me at least, I don't think you can see it in the video. And then you're going to make the white parts. The white part of the eye, you want to make half the size of the black part. So make sure it's smaller. And then you're going to make two of those. You're going to make two black oval shapes, two white oval shapes. And then for the blue one, it's also going to be half the size of the black one, half the size of the yellow one. And they should look like this. And you want to make sure when you cut them out that you glue them together. I already pre-made them, but you want to glue them together. And then you're going to want to glue the eyes to the felt. Only half of it should be showing out, but of course you can glue the whole eye to the whole pink side of it, but I only glued half of it to the pink, so a little bit is still showing out of the top loader. And here's the final result. This is just one example I made. Of course you could be creative and make yours look different. It's completely up to you. That's it. Thank you.